Hello viewers, welcome back to my English class. In today's presentation, I want to introduce future perfect continuous. See, future perfect continuous. Actually, this is a very rarely used tense, but without learning this, tenses will be incomplete. So, let us learn future perfect continuous. First, as usual, structure. Before taking up this structure, we can recall the structure of present perfect continuous and past perfect continuous for comparison and proper understanding. In present perfect continuous, we used have been or has been plus present participle form of verb. That is, subject plus have been or has been plus present participle form of verb plus object. That is the structure of present perfect continuous. Next, past perfect continuous. Subject plus had been plus. In the place of have been or has been, here we have to use had been plus present participle form of verb. That is V4. So, verb is the same in both the tenses plus object. Next, now the future perfect continuous. So, here also verb is the same. That is present participle. So, in all these three tenses, the verb is the same. So, you can remember this in a common way. In present perfect continuous, the auxiliaries were have been or has been. In past perfect, had been. Here, shall have been or will have been. So, look into the structure. Subject plus shall have been or will have been plus present participle form of verb plus object. So, subject plus shall have been or will have been plus present participle form of verb plus object. So, this is the basic pattern or structure of future perfect continuous. Here, shall have been or will have been. You can take it shall or will plus have been. So, shall or will plus have been. So, either way, both are one and the same. Now, with I and we have to use shall have been, and you can take one verb also, living. Next, you, he, she, it, they, noun in singulars or noun in plurals. With all these, we have to use will have been plus verb. We can take watching. So, like this. With I or we shall have been. With you, he, she, it, they, noun in singular and noun in plural, I have to use will have been. So, that is the basic pattern. Look at the examples. I shall have been living. We shall have been living. You will have been watching. He will have been watching. She will have been watching. It will have been watching. They will have been watching. Rajesh will have been watching. People will have been watching. So, this is for practice sake. So, you have to practice like this. Look at the structure once again. Subject plus shall have been or will have been plus present participle form of verb plus object. So, basic pattern, this should be remembered thoroughly, properly, and you have to practice like this, and I will give few more examples. Now, examples with different verbs. I shall have been waiting for your call. I shall have been waiting. So, I shall have been waiting for your call. See, structure subject plus shall have been or will have been plus present participle form. So I shall have been waiting, present participle form for V4, that is waiting. Next, we shall have been preparing for our exams. We shall have been preparing for our exams. We should follow the basic pattern and we have to write examples. We have to practice writing this sort of examples in our day-to-day life. She will have been doing her research work. She will have been doing her research work. So you should remember the basic rule. With I and we should use shall have, shall or shall have been here. And with all the other persons, we have to use will have been. And there is another rule. I explained it in simple future. With all the persons, will is allowed, that is will have been is allowed. And usually, many people use only will with all the persons. So it doesn't matter. So basically, this is the basic rule. With I and we have to use shall or shall have been here in this particular tense. And with all the remaining persons and number, you can use will and will have been in this tense. So like this. She will have been doing her research work. So doing. Puri will have been preparing a new script. Will have been preparing. So that is the pattern. Some people will have been visiting this tourist place in the next May. So some people will have been visiting. So this is the basic pattern with the different examples. So you have to follow the basic pattern and practice like this. Next, I will give the usage. And here, this is a very rarely used tense. That's why the other forms, that is interrogative form and negative forms, are not essential. And people don't use all those things. So why should we bother about that particular pattern? So it's not necessary. This is enough as future perfect continuous. Without this, tense will be incomplete. So this is enough. And I will explain the usage of this particular tense now. So look at the use of future perfect continuous. This is a very rarely used tense. That is, only rare occasions are expressed in this tense. So future perfect continuous is used to talk about actions which will be in progress, which will be going on over a period of time, at some point of time, some period of time in the future. So which will be actions which will be in progress, which will be going on over a period, that is important. This actions must be or should be in progress over a period of time in the future. So over a period of time in the future. If you take example, it will be clear. So first, usage. To talk about actions which will be in progress over a period of time in the future. So to talk about actions which will be in progress, that actions will be going on, will be in progress, will be going on, will be in the process over a period of time in the future. So that action over a period of time, you should observe it, over a period of time, maybe 1 month, 1 week, 2 days, few hours, something like that. But not now, at some time, at some future time, that action will be in progress over a period of time, over 1 month, over 10 days or something like that. Look into the examples. I shall have been writing my final exams by the time next March. So next March, this is an indication of future basically. And I shall have been writing, that is the pattern, future perfect. Over a period of time, exams are written usually over a period of time, maybe 1 week, 10 days, 15 days, something like that. So it is understood there. That action will be in progress over a period of time. Final exams. So maybe the exams will be conducted for over a week, 10 days, something like that. So in this context only, you can use this tense. I shall have been writing my final exams by the time next March. So future action, by that time, a particular time, and final exams. So the activity will be taken place over a period of time. So this is the best context in which we can use this tense. Next example. We shall have been making a tour to North India. So we shall have been making. So there is a pattern. For 2 weeks. So period of time. And next summer. So future time. This refers to future time. This refers to period of time. And this indicates the future perfect continuous pattern. So we shall have been making a tour to North India for 2 weeks in the next summer. So this is also another best context where you can use this future perfect continuous. Next example. The farmers will have been reaping their crops for 1 month in the next June. So in the next June, so future time for 1 month period of time, and will have been reaping. That is pattern of future perfect continuous. So next, he will have been monitoring the new project since his arrival to India next year, referring to future time, and since his arrival. So it refers to a particular point also here. And he will have been monitoring. This is the pattern of future perfect continuous. So in this way, you have to use future perfect continuous. Remember the structure. Subject plus shall have been or will have been plus present participle form, that is verb 4, V4 plus object, and here you have to use time like this. Future time and period of time also. Both are mentioned here in this particular tense. And this is not important for examination because in our day-to-day life it is less frequently used. So this tense will not be asked usually in the examination. But without this it will be incomplete. Entire chapter, tense chapter will be incomplete. So you can learn this also. In the process of learning all the tenses, you can learn this also. Then it is it gets the complete form, completeness. So with this 3 tenses and 4 parts, present tense, 4 present, simple present, present continuous, present perfect and present perfect continuous, simple past, past continuous, past perfect and past perfect continuous, simple future, future continuous, future perfect and future perfect. All the tenses have been explained clearly, and I hope you will find a difference after watching all these tenses in your knowledge of English grammar. So all the best.